How did they let the Dallas Cowboys get away with this? So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is the Dallas Cowboys have acquired players who will have a breakout season and surprise the rest of the NFL. It's been an eventful offseason for the Dallas Cowboys, which lost tight end Dalton Schultz, released running back Ezekiel Elliott, and traded for Stephon Gilmore and Brandon Cooks. While the Cowboys will likely bank on contributions from rookies such as Mozzie Smith and Luke Schoonmaker, they could also get a big boost from returning players who are poised to take the next step. A good example from last year is defensive lineman Dorrance Armstrong, who followed up a 5-sack season in 2021 with an 8.5-sack campaign. This sort of growth and player development is what can help a team like Dallas be better than it might appear on paper. With this in mind, let's examine 3 returning veterans who could give the Cowboys a glimpse at potential breakthrough campaigns during off-season team activities, OTAs, and minicamps. Firstly, you got Sam Williams. The Cowboys got huge contributions from 2022 first-round pick Tyler Smith, who started all 17 games as a rookie. But second-round pick Sam Williams only showed occasional flashes. The former Mississippi linebacker appeared in 15 games, but played only 27% of the defensive snaps during those contests. Those flashes were impressive, though. Williams managed to record 4 sacks and 11 quarterback pressures as a part-time pass rusher to go with 22 total tackles and 3 fumble recoveries. Entering year 2, he should be ready to take on a bigger role in the pass-rushing rotation. Dallas's top sack artists, DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, are back, as are Armstrong and Dante Fowler Jr., but the latter 2 are both scheduled to be free agents in 2024. The Cowboys will want to prepare for their potential departure by working Williams into the rotation more. And with a full season under defensive coordinator Dan Quinn now on his resume, the 24-year-old should show during off-season workouts that he is very much deserving of that increased role. Pass rushers don't always get to shine during the summer since quarterbacks are off limits, but Williams will find a way to stand out. Secondly, you have Jake Ferguson. Cowboys fans would probably love to see 2022 third-round pick and wide receiver Jalen Tolbert make this list. However, Cook's arrival and the presence of CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup could prevent him from truly breaking out this season. Schoonmaker's arrival may not have the same effect on 2022 fourth-round pick Jake Ferguson, though. While Schoonmaker has a lot of upside, he isn't a pro-ready prospect. Luke Schoonmaker is more an idea than a ready-made player, Derek Klassen of the Bleacher Report scouting department wrote. Ferguson should step into the starter's role in the wake of Schultz's departure. He should also be able to build on the promise he showcased as the #2 tight end last season. He finished his rookie campaign with 19 catches, 174 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The 24-year-old has already been working on his craft in the early offseason. Whether it's in between the lines, footwork, or learning the little details of how I can beat other guys, the Wisconsin product said, per Patrick Walker of the team's official website. Don't be surprised if Ferguson is one of the team's biggest standouts during summer workouts this year. Thirdly is Malik Davis. Parting with Elliott leaves a big hole in Dallas's backfield, even with franchise-tagged running back Tony Pollard still on the roster. Elliott recorded 248 touches last season and rushed for 12 touchdowns. Rookie 6th-round pick Deuce Vaughn will help fill the void, but the 5'5", 179-pound prospect isn't going to handle the load Elliott could. Enter 2022 undrafted free agent Malik Davis. He didn't get a ton of opportunities as a rookie, but he took advantage of them when he did. The Florida product didn't get his first touch until Week 8, but he finished with 161 rushing yards and a solid 4.3 yards per carry average. He also caught 6 passes and averaged 10.5 yards per reception. He showed in college that he's capable of handling a bigger workload. Over his last 2 seasons with the Gators, Davis carried 158 times for 797 yards and caught 54 passes for 589 yards. At 5'10" inches and 207 pounds, and with explosive athleticism, 39.5-inch vertical at Florida's Pro Day, the 24-year-old is better suited than Vaughn to handle some of the tough inside running that Elliott once did. Davis will get plenty of opportunities to show what he can do as Pollard recovers from leg surgery. Expect him to find a home on multiple Cowboys off-season highlight reels in the coming weeks. The second story is Tony Pollard open to new deal with the Cowboys. A few months ago, Dallas Cowboys executive vice president Stephen Jones had stated that re-signing franchise cornerstones CeeDee Lamb and Trayvon Diggs was on their radar. However, this morning it was reported that the Cowboys are interested in settling on a new contract with running back Tony Pollard. Per Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, both sides want to agree on a new long-term deal. He's in a situation, I'm told, where he's looking at this as a win-win because he signed his franchise tag tender at the $10.1 million clip. He's injured, coming off ankle surgery, so he's got that security regardless, Fowler said. But if the Cowboys want to step up and try to do a long-term deal, he's certainly open to that. Nothing moving on that yet, but there's a lot of time before that July 17th deadline. Certainly both sides are expected to reconvene and talk about a potential long-term deal. The Cowboys would love to get his cap hit down a little bit so they could sign some other players. A new contract makes sense for both parties and benefits both sides. For the team, it's a sensible decision. Pollard was arguably their most dynamic playmaker in 2022 and has had a reputation for making explosive, game-altering plays. Last season, Pollard eclipsed the 1,000 yard mark, running for over 5 yards a carry while working in tandem with the now-released Ezekiel Elliott. Pollard is on the mend after suffering a broken fibula in the divisional playoff against the San Francisco 49ers. He said he would be ready for the beginning of training camp. Yet Pollard signing a long-term contract with the Cowboys would provide him assurance past this season. After the 2022 season, Pollard signed a franchise tag for 1 year, $10.1 million. When looking at the running back market, many of Pollard's NFL counterparts are entrenched in contractual uncertainty. The Minnesota Vikings recently released Dalvin Cook. Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley have not signed the franchise tag offers and are without new contracts from the Las Vegas Raiders and New York Giants, respectively. Furthermore, Elliott has yet to receive substantial offers from teams as a free agent. The running back market is shrinking. Pollard, being offered a long-term deal by the Cowboys, would be like catching a life raft in a sea of uncertainty and considerable doubt. The team also wins on a new contract with Pollard if the terms are right. Signing Pollard to a long-term deal allows the Cowboys to reduce his cap charge for this season and not carry a large cap charge to a running back as they had done with Elliott. The Cowboys just released Elliott because of a bloated contract. If they go for this with Pollard, the cap charges per year need to be reasonable, and not what running backs of the past would have made. The third story is Michael Gallup says Cowboys love Brandon Cooks. The Dallas Cowboys traded a 5th and 6th round pick to the Houston Texans for Brandon Cooks and a 5th rounder this offseason, and the veteran wideout is already making an impact on his new team. "We love him in there," fellow wideout Michael Gallup told John Machota of The Athletic. "I ain't going to lie to you. He has been in there every day, working, just trying to win. That's all he wants to do is just win, and he wants to do it as a group. He's a great addition." Cooks, 29, will bring a much-needed upgrade to the wide receiver group behind CeeDee Lamb after catching 57 passes for 699 yards and 3 touchdowns for the struggling Houston Texans in 2022. It was just the second time in the past 8 seasons that he didn't reach at least 1,000 receiving yards. The Cowboys traded Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns last offseason in a cap-cutting move and never sufficiently replaced his production, as Gallup struggled in his first year back from an ACL tear. Cooks should address that need. It's special when you become a part of something that's already been moving at a fast pace and been doing great, he told reporters about his new team. You just want to come in and fit in, come in and make plays, and be a part of the guys and continue to have fun. Dallas Cowboys guard Zach Martin has seen it all over his 9 NFL seasons. From multiple 12-win campaigns to the Cowboys' worst record in 26 years, 2015. Martin has been a staple of consistency when team success hasn't always been. A 6-time All-Pro over his 9 career seasons, the future Hall of Famer has allowed just 9 sacks and 22 quarterback hits over his 137 career games. And for his excellence and durability, ESPN believes Martin has the potential to solidify himself as the greatest offensive guard ever. Right now, it feels like he's toward the bottom end of that logjam of candidates who might be considered among the greatest guards of all time, ESPN writes. To get to the top, the 32-year-old Martin could start by adding 2 more first-team All-Pro appearances to his name, which would make him the first player in league history to earn that honor 8 times as a guard. Alongside an improved and hopefully healthy offensive line of Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Terrence Steele, and Tyler Biadasz, Dallas is looking to take this unit a step forward in 2023 with Martin leading the charge. Since Martin entered the league in 2014, the Cowboys have generated 0.07 expected points added, EPA, per play with him on the field, and 0.01 EPA per play without him, ESPN writes. For context, the Cowboys have played like the 2023 Bengals when Martin has been on the field, and the 2023 Browns or Steelers when he has been unavailable or taking a breather. Despite currently dealing with a soft tissue injury, Martin, who has only missed 8 career games, should only add to his Hall of Fame resume this season. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has a shiny new weapon in Brandon Cooks,